Parekta na ba tayo?
Tara na. I mean rehearse.
Yeah, anytime you guys are ready,
I
I mean,
see.
Ready lang.
you can edit along the way then if you want.
Sige, sige. One, two, three. Hello, UAPSAlitaan listeners. Before we get into this episode, we want you to clear your mind of all the troubles in the world. Pour yourself a glass of your favorite drink. Put yourself in a comfortable position and feel free to click pause. In a few minutes, let's raise our glass to 2021.
Hi, are you back? With whatever you decide, we hope it puts a smile on your face. You do deserve good things. This episode is our year-ender special, and it is extra special because we have attempted to gather all our UAPSA area vice presidents in one episode.
I'm Arnel Defensor, Vice President for Area D.
And I am MJ Gayanilo, Vice President for Area B. Joining us in this episode is our fellow Area A Vice President, Jennika Iniba.
Hi guys, hello Miss Emily and Arns, and hello to our UAPSA listeners.
And of course, we wish that Area C VP, Ms. Sabel Alagon, could join us for this episode, but sadly, things aren't better where she is yet.
Yes, and our donation channels for those affected by Typhoon Odette are still open. And you can visit UAPSA National on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more details.
Yes, as VPD said earlier, we'll be raising our glasses to 2021. The title for this episode is actually After Hours. What do we do after our what do we do after hours of academic work, after hours of UAPSA, after hours of other businesses we have?
Yes, and because most of our listeners are architecture students that are possibly very good students, dean's listers, president's listers, or perhaps new to UAPSA, we can start our recollection of 2021 by giving our audience a look into how our year started.
Yes, that is right, VPD. And speaking of how we started, how did we get to where we are today, especially being elected as national officers, di ba? Kayo ba, Ms. Jenica and Arnel, paano ba kayo nag-start?
Basically for clout. Charot. Clout. Ayun, I think ay ako mauna or si ano na lang, alphabetical, si Miss Janica na lang muna.
Sige, G lang.
Bilang Area A, ayun.
Sige na nga. Oh my gosh. Sige, paano ba tayo nag-start, di ba? So back in 2019, nag-start ako as chapter officer. So I was vice president for operations back then, and then eventually became the chapter president last fiscal year, our first virtual term. But I remember pa nga back then kasi every time I join national events, laging orgcom kasi mas comfortable ako doon. And doon ko first nakilala si Miss MJ. Diba?
Yes.
Miss MJ, first quadri ko rin noon, di ba? Before pandemic. Ayun. And then, hindi ko rin siya naisip naman agad to join the nationals. Kasi siguro back then, I just wanted to enjoy the term. Ayun. And then, eventually, nung patapos na ang term natin, ayun, I'm also hoping naman to move forward. But back then, I wasn't even sure kung saan ako mag-apply ng position. So, what I have in mind was kung ano ang darating na opportunity, doon na lang tayo. And I didn't expect that I would be recommended as the next Area A Vice President. And I actually missed the national elections pa nun kasi I had to do some personal matters. So, thankfully, I had my chance sa special elections. Ayun. So, here I am today with you guys. So, how about Miss MJ?
Ayun, halos ano din, same lang din as VPA. It all started out talaga sa pagiging officer sa chapter bago maging active in terms of the national phase. So parang tamang pabiba-biba lang sa chapter para masabi na, uy, tara, sali ka sa mga orgcom sa national event. Ayun, and then yun ka, nakilala ko din si Jenica on the process of becoming part ng the nationals. And then, nakakatawa din kasi um, noong elections, ako din, hindi ko din sigurado kung ano yung kung ano yung pipiliin ko for the elections. Kasi ako, parang pag tinatanong ako ng mga tao, oh, tatakbo ka ba? Ako sasabihin ko na lang, di ko nga sure. Di pa ako sigurado. But then, in the end, parang with canceling out kung ano talaga yung para sa akin. Ayun, it came to the point where na na ayun na face out mo na kung ano yung talaga sa tingin mo is for you and fit para sa iyo. And then ayun din, sobrang nakakatuwa din na same lang as Miss VPA, from being just a chapter officer tapos to progress every single year ng progress natin to the point na wow, grabe, nasa na pala tayo, nasa national board na pala tayo. So it's siguro a tap on the back sa lahat ng mga national officers na naging throughout these years. Yun, sobrang hands-on talaga sa mga national officers natin. Yun, shout out sa inyo. Ayun, what about din si VPD? Siyempre, hindi natin pwede kalimutan tanongin.
Wow. For me, actually, it's very similar kay Miss Jenika, no? Nag-start din ako as Vice President for Operations. And since ayun nga, kaka-start pa lang ng chapter namin, which is UAPSA MCM, and our president is Kate, yung kasama natin ngayon. Walang ibang kailangang maging bibo kundi kami lang din. So ayun, kailangan mo pa bibo. And then pagka noon nag-pandemic, and then inappoint ako ni Miss Kate to be the chapter president. Kaya ayun, very similar. And then after that is nagpapabibo na naman sa ayun yung mga events sa pandemic sa Area D. And then I was recommended by Ate Judes to be the VPD. And actually, hindi ko talaga siya in-expect kasi gusto ko na lang, I wanted everything to be over nung sa CP days. Gusto ko lang matapos lahat. Kaso parang, ayun nga, may opportunity. And although I am not very ready, I think no one's ever ready. Kaya ayun nga, kinuha ko talaga siya. It's an opportunity nevertheless. So ayun, and here we are now talking about it. Ayun.
Ayun, so sabi nga ni VPD, guys, opportunity, diba? So when an opportunity arrives, diba, let's always grab it kasi good things can come from it. So moving forward, let's talk about the challenges that we had to face at the start of the fiscal and school year. So, start naman tayo ngayon kay VPD.
Bumawi siya, ayun. So, for the challenges, of course, first of all, I want to establish that I love writing. Pero ang naging challenge talaga is yung proposals. Yes, seriously, yung proposals. Di ko in-expect na kasi sa chapter, iisang proposal lang. Tapos yun na yun. And then I did not expect na sa national is lahat ng gagawin is kailangang may proposal. And the process is bureaucratic. It's kind of taxing at some point. Buti nga, natulungan ako ni Miss Kate din last time sa leadership training seminar. Also, I think another challenge is I think it's kind of more personal since hindi ako masyadong friendly as a person. I mean, I'm friendly, I'm approachable, pero hindi masyadong nakikipag-socialize sa iba except sa, sa organization, sa school. And so I find it hard to make friends here. Buti nga, friendly ang people sa UAPSA. Ayun nga. So, I have to meet people from other schools, from other universities. And I even have to speak Tagalog most of the time, which I'm not very used to. Especially nung sa LTS, since we are in collaboration with Area A. Ayun, another challenge is yung LTS with Area A, yung workshop. Sana andito si Zion, no? Since he was one to witness yung with the guests, the whole fiasco. Anyway, I think ayoko na i-share. Si VPA na lang siguro share or something. Sige. So, I think that's all for the challenges for me. Ayan. Proceed naman tayo with VPB.
Yung sa akin naman, yun din. Actually, one of the challenges din being, becoming the vice president talaga is the proposals. Kasi, syempre, coming from, like, for example, tayo mga chapter presidents na we got used to handling proposals that were so much more on the minimum participants rather than from developing to, I don't know, mga 100 to 300 na ng mga participants natin. Parang sa sarili mo pa lang, parang the anxiety is real when it comes to knowing kung ano yung magiging, is it going to be a success or what's going to happen within the event. Kasi syempre, ikaw yung overall na nag-see through ng nangyayari sa event itself. So it's like a slight panic attack within yourself. But then once it's over, that's the time na parang you get the relief. You get the relief like, okay, everything's fine. It's going to be okay. And we can progress on to the next future. And then, speaking then of events, and then, it's hard then, I realized how hard it was to challenge yourself into, socializing in terms of being able to time schedule the whole area itself. Kasi ayun nga, the school schedules ng lahat ng mga schools ng area paiba-iba because of there are some that are tri-semester, there are some that are only 2 semesters. So you have to adjust within that event kung paano gagawin, like in terms of the time management on what time talaga sila available and so on. So sobrang nakakano lang din. The challenge was real. Ayun nga, kagaya ng sinabi ni Arnel regarding to the LTS of lahat ng mga areas. It was a big challenge, especially since it was the first event ng kami, lahat kaming mga VPs. So, di namin sure kung have they started school yet or paano pa lang sila, pa midterms na, or are they having their exams. So it was a big struggle for us to be able to reconnect with people in terms of that. Pero it's nice to see that even though there are some that they have exams going on or they're still busy with their schedules in school, they have the time to be with us during the LTS, to meet other people from other schools din. Yun yung that was one of the things that made the challenges so much easier to see. And then ayun nga, but for me the biggest struggle talaga, the biggest challenge that I faced this year, this fiscal year, this 2021, was being able to time manage school works with national board works, because that was them. Because I never expected it. I never really expected it because when you're a chapter president, like there's a struggle of being able to maintain your chapter. But then once you're part of you're taking care of one whole area where you have not only one school but more than 20 to manage, it's a lot of pressure on you on how you're going to be able to take up things. But in the end, yet again, once things come your way, like you start to realize how to manage stuff. So nakakaano lang din. the relief is really there once you see yourself being able to manage it. Ayun, and syempre, tanungin din natin the person who asked the question itself, Miss VPA. Kumusta and what are the challenges nga ba para sa'yo?
Ayun. So, I agree sa lahat ng sinabi niyong dalawa, 'di ba? Siguro regarding the LTS kasi parang medyo nabigla tayo doon. Kasi 'di ba kakatapos rin ng quadri. Tapos bigla, wow, LTS agad, 'di ba? So, struggle doon yung proposals and of course the very short time to prepare. But I'm so proud naman sa ating apat with VPC of course na nairaos natin siya. And here we are today, di ba? Ending 2021. So, regarding other challenges siguro, would be parang the things that we have experienced rin kasi last year. Kasi online pa rin tayo ngayon. So, still adjusting on this virtual setup and some co-officers might be not active, di ba? And there are less engagement from members pa rin kasi compared dati. Of course, because it's still pandemic. So, for sure, some of them are still having internet connectivity issues. Well, like me, because I'm experiencing that also. And siguro another challenge rin yung sa personal na lang natin is yung stress and 'di ba yung mental health concerns rin natin kasi it's not easy to juggle the academic works with org works and then of course our personal works, 'di ba? Sabi nga ni Miss MJ, yung pag-adjust, especially sa time management. That's very true. Most especially that, for example, sometimes you need to prepare and then exams ng ibang chapters and then yung ibang mong officers rin, they have thesis, ganon. So, it's really managing your time and adjusting. Kasi at the end of the day, you really need to come to a point na kailangan maging united pa rin kayo despite your differences sa schedule. So, ganon, I think it's more on give and take sometimes. Kasi minsan baka hindi nila kayang gawin, so saluhin muna. And then kapag ikaw or iba rin hindi muna kaya, saluhin rin muna ng iba, ganon. So, teamwork pa rin at the end, despite the challenges. Diba? Ayun. So, siguro, in connection na lang sa challenges na yan, paano nyo ba na solve or how do you overcome those challenges? Start na lang tayo ulit kay VPD.
For me personally, tamang breakdown lang. Charot. Syempre, you take time to think about it, no? You step back a little and then you think about it and then I think for me, doon ako strategize. Kunyari, marami na masyadong nangyayari and then parang halos hindi ka na makahinga. And medyo kasi minsan we forget that we have other people that can help us. Ayun, dun sa problems ko with LTS, I forgot how I have other people to trust, like Miss Kate sa proposals and sa managing the whole thing, Miss Danica, who I'm so grateful for. Yung aking DDs nga, ayun, in general. So, ayun, I think one of the things I really have to remember when things go kind of downward is I have people whom I can trust. And ayun, we just have to accept na hindi natin kaya ang lahat, and we have to give these opportunities also for learning sa other people. Ayun, I think that's it for me.
Sige, ako
So,
na lang ulit. Sige, ako na lang next. When it comes to overcoming the challenges, ayun, I really think talaga yung ano, like for me, the main solution for me became was being able to time manage everything. Because I remember a time where, palagi ko sinasabi to, I remember a time where, as in, nakakalimutan ko may meetings pala ako on the day or may certain ACADS pala ako na kailangan tapusin on the day. It was that was really stressful, especially the worst thing talaga na nangyari was parang I think it was pasahan ng lighting and electrical layout, and then as in wala pa akong gawa, as in blanco pa yung buong CAD ko. That was parang siguro yun yung naging wake up call ko ever since, na kinailangan ko mag-manage ng time ko from then onwards. So parang there's going to be a time na parang ano, ayun nga sinasabi ko na wake up call for all of us kung paano tayo kung paano natin immature ang sarili natin to become who we are as adults. And that was one of the things that helped me throughout this 2021, was being able to organize stuff, reflect with myself on what's going on talaga and what I'm supposed to keep. Like, yung sinasabi nilang needs and wants na necessary. Like, syempre, we get tempted on the needs natin, the wants natin, like for example, going out or being able to food delivery, like small things as that. Pero it comes a time, ayun, where we start realizing organizing. Like, we can start with little stuff. Like, for example, ayun, nag-start lang ako mag-organize from being binge watching YouTube videos on how to be organized, or mga podcast on Spotify lang din on how they do it, or how do they what do you call this, not become procrastinated. Like those such little things where you get motivated on yourself, where you be like, oh, pwede din pala ako maging ganyan if we just bring ourselves to that motivation. And for me talaga, one thing that really made me able to time manage everything was enjoying what I did. Because of, ayun, yun talaga yung reason kung bakit I get hyped with whatever I do, is because I enjoy what I do. So when it comes to, let's say, we may say paggagawa ng floor plans is nakakapagod or mga ganun, we stress ourselves upon that. But then there comes a time where you realize what you want in terms of your design and your perspective and inspiration of that, to the point na you start enjoying what you're doing. Ayun, especially, ayun nga, kahit mahirap yung mga proposals, kahit mahirap yung ACADS, when you get motivated, it's something that you can't stop a person from doing. Once a person is motivated, things just flow. Yung sinasabi ng mga tao na go with the flow, it just comes from motivation. Kaya feeling ko talaga from what happened, like from the challenges na nangyari, it's time management and being able to enjoy what you're doing. Para sa akin yun, naging motivation ko in order to overcome it. Kasi naman, si Ms. VPA naman, Ms. Jennika.
Ayun, so regarding the challenges, I try my best to be positive. Kahit na ang hirap, di ba? It's easy to say, pero ang hirap talaga. But, ganun, sabi nga ni Arnel, di ba, take a step back. Kasi sometimes, we really need to see the bigger picture, to pause and to think about why we are here. Diba? Why we started in the first place. Kasi sometimes things get heavy na, and then, diba, we get overwhelmed. So, I think it's always helpful to stop for a while and reflect on why you started, why are you here, your purpose and your goals. So, ayun. And siguro for the issues naman na concerning other officers, like inactive officers, then kasi that's also a challenge. Ano lang, communication is really vital kasi you don't need to get mad. You just think, I think we need to reach out to them kasi we might, we don't know what their problem might be, ganon. So, communication is really important pa rin and to clear things out. And siguro regarding our personal mental health na rin, napaka-cliche siguro, pero it's really important to take a break. 'Di ba? Kasi we cannot function naman if we are stressed and burned out. So, let's not be guilty when we wanted to take a break and give ourselves rewards sa progress natin. Ayun, yun lang naman siya for me.
Ayun, tama nga naman, di ba? I like the part na sinabi ni Miss Jenica, yung sa about positivity and taking a step back and then remembering the things na naglagay sa atin dito and kind of anchoring ourselves to those things. Ayun nga, I think the most important thing to remember about that are the highs, since we have the highs and lows. So speaking of the highs, I think another question is, what are the highlights of your 2021 and what are the experiences that you are most proud of? Ayun, start tayo ngayon with Miss MJ na naman, since ay nauna na tayo, di ba? Ayun, sige.
Siguro many of us medyo nahihirapan maghanap ng highlights for 2021 since yun nga, online yung naging platform for everything na nangyari, from classes to bonding. Pero sa akin, highlights na nangyari noong 2021. Siguro it's a small small what do you call this? Enjoyment of mine is yung tawag dito, I'm the type of person who enjoys the company of people. As in, when it comes to kahit pag-aaral or just watching with your friends, it's a really big thing for me. Parang ko na yun, love language ko na yun. And one of the highlights talaga naging para sa akin is because of UAPSA. Nagkaroon ako ng small family where nagkaroon to the point na sabay-sabay kami natutulog sa Discord, to the point na parang lahat kayo nagpa-plates sa sa Discord, and then at the same time pag may umiiyak, sige, comfort kahit nasa online. Parang you feel pa din the face-to-face presence no matter how online na yung natin, yung experience natin ngayon. And syempre, din, parang to know that such thing can happen sa online. Parang if we talk about it like 1 year ago, parang masasabi talaga natin imposible yun. Kasi, right, parang dati messenger lang yung natin, yung communication natin when it comes to online. It's all just Messenger and Facebook. But then once we started to learn more about the technology of the online, like it in such small stuff that can really happen online is such a blessing for us. Especially since yun nga, talking about mentality, our mental state during this pandemic, it's really nakakatawa din. And one of the experiences that I'm really proud of that happened this 2021, I guess, being able to face such hard times as a person na hindi online, hindi ako masyado gumagamit ng mga social media as much as possible, to suddenly being able to understand ano yung OBS, ano yung StreamYard, ano yung like grabe yung development because of being able, because of 2021 na nasa online phase lang tayo to the point na nare-realize natin, may breakout room sa Zoom, ha? Pwede mag-record. Parang it's such a big thing for me na ma-realize that there are ways to communicate even though we're still online. Kaya small stuffs as those really was my highlight, especially as a person na para ako nag-quarantine this 2021 actually. As in promise di pa ako lumalabas this 2021. As in homebody talaga ako yung katawan ko this 2021. Ayun, and what about si Miss VPA?
Okay, sige. Nakakatawa yung sinabi ni Miss MJ, no? Especially yung unexpected friendships, di ba? Friendships who became family, di ba? And then also yung mga natutunan natin sa online world. Kasi ako rin, marunong na ako mag-Twitter ngayon. Pero Twitter lang area A. And Instagram lang area A. Ayun. But since mahirap nga maghanap ng highlight ngayong 2021, kasi it's really a challenging year pa rin. Siguro for me naman, ang highlight ko for 2021 is simply surviving our first virtual term tong past fiscal year and again, starting over on this new term, di ba? Kasi it's really hard, especially na, yun nga, virtual. And at first kasi, I know that we are a bit scared also on how we are going to push through with our projects and with the plans that we prepared. So ayun, I am proud of all our accomplishments, our unexpected success, and most significantly, I am proud of us and all our UAPSA who stayed strong for our organization. It's really kasi, siguro for me kasi, working student kasi ako, so medyo extra pa siya ulit na, gawain. Pero, since masaya naman at ganito, may unexpected friendships, meron kang bonding sa ibang officers, gano'n, rin naman siya, nakakaalis rin naman siya ng pagod. So, ayun. And, nakakatuwa lang na despite the challenges, I think na-exceed pa natin ang expectations natin, di ba? Ayun, so everything during this pandemic has really been a challenge. So proud lang talaga ako sa ating lahat that we finished strong this past fiscal year and that here we are again today, braving to serve again our organization. Ayun. So, how about our VPD Arnel?
Ayun. So for me, I think gusto ko yung sinabi ni Miss VPA about surviving, although myself barely sa akin. Ayun. I think I count that as a highlight as well for me. Pero this 2021, the experience that I am most proud of is from last year's UAPSAlitaan live. I got to talk with architect Jomelito Mamagigitap. And then ayun, I think I like her as an architect, and then she inspired me, and then I actually attempted to invite her sa LTS, pero busy siya, and it was late ang invitation, I think, because I was waiting for the signatures whatsoever. So ayun, pero na-invite natin siya ulit sa UAPSAlitaan to talk about the timely disaster risk management system sa Philippines. And then ayun, that was the highlight of my 2021, I think. It was very successful. I was very inspired, and I think ayun, I think I found, I guess, one of my purpose as a student leader na we have to raise these issues, and then we have to talk about it, and then we have to fight for it, fight with the people as well. So ayun, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, VPD. Yes. So, for our next question, what will you leave behind in 2021? Frustrating happened. So, siguro mag-start na lang tayo kay VPD ulit.
Wait lang, wala akong maisip, no? Yes. So, for anything heartbreaking or frustrating, I think wala naman masyado. Siguro it's very normal na may it's very medyo frustrating talaga na medyo siguro hindi ka nirespondan ng mga people, but it's okay and it's normal. It's not that frustrating to be aired sa Spotify whatsoever. Pero I think what I will leave behind to 2021 is the opportunity to yung sa LTS to empower a lot of potential leaders for UAPSA, a lot of potential young architects who are gonna take over the organization and who will be the future of the profession as well. I think I'm proud of it, and ayun, I'm proud that I left that behind sa 2021, and I think most probably I will also be bringing that sa 2022. Ayun, proceed naman tayo with VPB.
Grabe yun. Feeling ko pang Miss Universe na talaga yung
Wow.
yung mga sagutan na ni ni Arnel. Ayun, kaya watch out sa next Vice President ng Area D. Nako,
Hala.
kailangan pa Miss Universe yung sagot niya. Pero siguro sa akin, it's hard. Oo, kagaya sinabi ni Arnel, it's hard to see anong gusto mong i-leave behind sa 2021, especially since parang, ayun nga, kagaya ng sinabi ni Miss VPA, it's more on thinking positive, especially during this time. Pero siguro for me, if I were to leave something behind in 2021, hopefully, ma-leave na behind ang pagiging worrisome natin through online. Like, mabalik na yung original face-to-face nating events, mga exciting organization committee feels, yung nakakamiss lang din. Because I remember like, I think hindi talaga makakasawa yung phrase during this year and last year, yung ay sayang hindi nila na-experience to. Parang it became a phrase this 2 years because of what we are experiencing. Especially, ayun nga, nakakaawa din yung mga hindi nakaka-experience ng face-to-face na classes. Like, for example, mga first year, second years onwards. Like, hopingly by next year, we will be able to bring back the face-to-face phase natin, where everything comes back to normal. And hopefully, ma-leave behind din yung viruses. Mga viruses na baka pwedeng hanggang December 31 na lang sila. Para pagdating ng
Tama.
New Year, baka naman mga viruses, New Year, New Me, magano na kayo. And sa mga iba dyan, tara na, vaccine na tayo. It's time. Pero yun, hopefully we'll be able to see a clearer face-to-face phase from next year onwards. Ayun, and syempre tanungin na din natin si VPA. Ano ba mga i-leave mo behind?
Ayun. So, syempre for this year, I also had my fair shares of frustrating experiences, di ba? Syempre, sometimes siguro people will think na smooth lahat, pero what they don't know behind stage, may problems pala that you are trying to hold together, di ba? And nasabi rin kanina ni Arnel may pinagdaanan kasi kaming dalawa last October. So, yung mga ganong negativity and heartbreaking experiences, yun talaga yung number one na gusto kong i-leave behind. mahirap, di ba? It's really hard to forget kahit nasabihin naman natin na we can never go back. So what's the point of thinking about it? Pero minsan kasi hindi mo pa rin siya maiwasang isipin. And ayun, I just really want to forget about all the negativity. And sana sa 2022, ma-heal na natin yung mga hindi natin ginustong maranasan. Ganon lang siya. And yun nga, ganun pa rin. Let's be positive and look at the bright side of things pa rin. Kasi those negative experiences naman are actually learning experiences pa rin. So we can use all the lessons that will remain with us, di ba? Siguro ang good side doon, yung lessons will remain. And we can use that as stepping stones for us to become better leaders. Ayun, yun lang naman.
I agree then. I agree actually with both ng sinabi ni VPA and VPD regards to being able to rather leave behind yung mga frustrations and yung mga bad things that happened to us, and rather like how they became pros and cons of our journey, rather keep the pros and bring it to the near 2022 for a better understanding and better knowing of ourselves and how we are going to move on forward. And of course, syempre, speaking of moving forward and talking about 2022, what is the certain things na nilolook forward nyo for this coming year na 2022? Ayun, siguro start tayo with Miss VPA. Yan, bumawi ako.
Ayun, sige. Okay, siguro of course, for 2022, simple lang naman yung gusto ko. And I just really look forward to better days ahead. 2021 has really been challenging already, and it has been a reminder of our resilience and strength. But, I really look forward to a better year ahead of us. And I am also excited to see the continuation of our plans and for us to finish our remaining projects this fiscal year, diba? And especially siguro, I also look forward to having face-to-face activities if maging possible man, or for us to meet man lang, diba? Have a simple meeting or just siguro coffee if possible soon. Siguro I look forward natin yun. So ayun lang. Overall, I am optimistic naman that 2022 will be a wonderful and better year para sa atin. So siguro soon mag-schedule na rin tayo ng coffee session sa atin.
Agreed.
So, balik naman tayo kay VPD.
So for me, I think what I'm most looking forward to sa 2022 is love life. Charot, love life. For me, I think ayun nga, face-to-face things, everything face-to-face. I want it all back. Tama na ang character development ng COVID. Tama na, please. Pasayahin niyo naman kami. So, ayun, gusto ko na mabalik lahat for the everything, aside sa love life, of course, which I'm serious with. Ayun, I think that's all. I'm really looking forward to have everything back. Ayun, PPB naman.
Ako din actually, as in sobrang simple talaga yung gusto kong ma-achieve and talaga. Looking forward talaga for this year, which is world peace. Actually, actually same. I'm actually looking forward din sa mga like yung mga na-meet natin during 2021 and 2020 and 2021. Like for example, officers natin ng chapter vice presidents chapter presidents pa lang tayo. And then, nung naging vice presidents tayo, like, yung mga officers natin na makilala na tayo, mga execom na magka-meet na during 2022. Kasi, it's ayun nga, things are so much better once you see the person that you are socializing with online sa mismong face to face. Parang ayun, though the online phase has been frustrating and at the same time enjoying, there's still the motivation to be able to bring back the face to face times kasi ayun nga, it's so much better. Tsaka din, actually one of the things din na gusto ko balikan din is yung mga LDP ng face to face. Gusto ko na kasi makita yung mga UAPSA members na nababasa, nadudumihan. And then nakakamiss yung enjoyment. And I'm sure din yung mga UAPSA members din, they miss the face to face times din. So hopefully by this next year we'll be able to experience at least a bit of it, like kahit mga tipong December 30 pwede na mag face to face. Okay lang din basta magkaroon na ng experience during the next year where we will be able to be motivated yet again to continue another year onwards. Yun lang naman.
Ayun. 'Di ba? Parang I think it's kind of making us hopeful to express these things what you're hopeful about, what you are looking forward to. Yeah, I think that final question really makes a good and hopeful point to end our episode. But before we do, would you guys like to share anything else with our listeners? Start with VPB.
Well, actually, I think I'm not speaking only for us, but also for the full vice presidents then is do tune in because wink wink, there is a few events ng sa amin is malapit na, sobrang lapit. I mean, malay nyo the next day meron na pala. So very very much tune in because the area assemblies are right up just around the corner. So and I hope na this would be the last the last online area assembly, and hopefully we will be able to see each other soon face to face ang area assembly for the next year. But do tune in to our area assemblies because ayun, sunod-sunod kami this January, ayun lang. So hope to see you all, guys.
Ayun, tune in tayo sa area B. Malapit na sila. Ito actually lahat ng areas yung sunod-sunod tayo.
True.
Miss Jennika naman, do you have anything to plug in?
Siguro muna. Batiin ko muna si VP Isabel.
Yes.
Hi, Isabel, we miss you here.
Yes. Stay safe, Isabel.
Okay. We wish you, Isabel, your safety and fast recovery. Not only in Cebu, but all areas hit by Typhoon Odette. Ayun, and I just want to remind everyone, our UAPSA co-officers siguro, to just hold on and better days are coming. Hopefully. Ayun lang. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Ayun, thank you for that, Miss Jennika. For me naman, I think, ayun, tune in tayo sa area assemblies. I wish you subscribe. For the naman, I think what we have to really talk about before we end this is yung mga nasalanta ng bagyo since I'm imagining ang Christmas nila is not very Christmassy. So I wish kahit siguro konti lang nakakapag tayo cooperate with donation drives. Ayun. And also I hope na you'll be with us sa prayers natin na matapos na ang lahat ng mga crisis sa world. World peace nga. Ayun. So ayun, I think that's everything I will have to say.
Yes, and we also hope that you all stay safe where no matter which area you may be, because we all care. The whole UAPSA, and the UAPSA Nationals care for everyone's safety. And of course, speaking of safety, guys, don't forget to get vaccinated, guys, because yes, your safety is so much, very much important to us. Ayun. And speaking of our closing, Miss VPA, please do the honors for us to close our final project of 2021.
So there you have it, mga ka-UAPSA. 2021 has not been all sunshine and rainbows. 2022 will likely be the same. But as we've learned, every obstacle becomes manageable with others on our side.
Tama. Nonetheless, after hours of academic work, after hours of UAPSA, after hours of other things, please take time to rest and relax. As we spend the holidays comfortable in our homes, our donation channels for those affected by Typhoon Odette are still open. We hope things get better soon, and you can visit UAPSA National on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more details.
To stay in the loop for the latest UAPSAlitaan news, you can subscribe to UAPSA TV on YouTube and like Haligi Publication, our UAPSA's official publication on Facebook.
And with that, let's raise a glass to the new year.
Cheers!
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 Cheers! Ayan.
Okay.
Diba?
Yeah, that was over
Rehearsal
50
pa ba
minutes.
yun or yun na yun? Charot.
Arnel, dry run ba
Rehearsal ba
yun?
yun?
Okay na. Wait.
Wag
Ano
kami,
ba?
Arnel.